So so have you ever had a wish, a fantasy, a dream that you were desperate for, that you clung to, that you just needed to happen? You wanted to be like the fairy tale, like you could just take a magic potion, an elixir, and it would come true. That dream client, that dream relationship, the dream house, that if I get this one thing, my life will be perfect. That, my friend, is Neptune in Pisces. Neptune is our ability to imagine, our fantasy life, our ability to envision things, which is great. We need that. We need to be able to feel, see, know that we have a brighter, better day coming, a better future coming. But the trick is that it can sometimes lead us to be delusional. And we can get lost in that delusion, that illusion. So this is why Neptune can also lead to addictions and all kinds of things along those lines. And Neptune re-entered Pisces today, October 22nd. It was in Aries, and it's going to be returning to Aries in January 2026, where it will stay in Aries for the next 14 years. So we had Neptune in Pisces originally from April 2011 until April 2025. And so it's come back into Pisces for this final time. So we get to wrap up anything that we were disillusioned over the last 14 years. Or maybe you've been grappling with the ramifications of the delusions you clung to, the fantasies that you would not let go of, the unmet expectations from those fantasies. This is our time between now and January 2026 to clean that up, to let it go, to look it squarely in the mirror of life and say, what is life showing me about this particular situation? And as I was meditating on this, sitting with this the last couple of days, what came to me is that underneath these fantasies, these wishes, these hopes that I like cling to, that I am desperate to make real, to make manifest, is this overwhelming fear that's what leads to the desperation, this hunger of this unmet need. And when I tap into that fear, when I give myself permission to move through it unleashes all this excitement, this energy, this fuel to make things happen. The fear that I had around starting a business, the fear that I had around what if I lose my job in this unsettled, crazy economy? Like that was what initially drove me to wanting to start my own online business. I've been in industries where I've been laid off 3 times. So I know that anything can happen when you least expect it. But moving through that fear, what I realized is that it gave me energy. It gave me a connection to my inner passions, my inner creativity, and my spiritual wholeness. April 2011, when Neptune first entered Pisces, was when I started a whole new physical and spiritual journey. When I started listening to what wasn't working in my life, where I lived, the people I was in relationship with, the jobs I had, and I sought a spiritual solution to those challenges. It helped me move through a lot of unmet grief that I'd had around the deaths I'd experienced in my early life, losing my father, my brother, my best friend. All of them died before I was like 34. And it left a lot of emotional scars that I had not faced, that I had not dealt with. And Neptune in Pisces introduced me to the teachers, the coaches that helped me move through those spiritual challenges, the emotional and mental blocks. I got introduced to energy work. I learned different modalities. I work with different kinds of therapists, energy workers, energy healers. So Neptune and Pisces was an incredibly powerful transit for me in so many ways. And also, I had to face a lot of the disillusions I had, the fantasies, the wishes, the hopes, and the dreams that were not working for me because they were not meant for me at that time. It wasn't meant to unfold that way. So now, between now, so October 22, 2025, until January 26, 2026, when Neptune goes back into Aries, this is my time to clean up anything that's unmet from those years. Any lingering resentments, any lingering anxieties I have, any unmet grief that may still be operating in the background, leading me to sabotage myself in certain ways. This is my time to look at it. The other analogy that came to me with this too was imagine you're at an art gallery and you have a bunch of paintings and they're all in that style of pointillism where they're just tiny little dots. So when you look up close, all you see are all these thousands and thousands of dots in different colors. But you have to step back, you have to pull back to see the full picture, to see what the actual image is in front of you. I think that's what Neptune and Pisces is like. We have to pull back, we have to see the larger picture. And then imagine you have a bunch of these kinds of pictures as an entire art exhibit. So imagine that exhibit was at that particular art gallery from 2011 until 2025, and now it's being emptied out to make room for the new art installation. Maybe some of the paintings are still hanging up, but some haven't left. Like, have you ever been to a gallery where like there are 3 or 4 exhibits that are still up, but then there's like 3 or 4 rooms that are completely empty because they're waiting for the new art installation? It hasn't come in yet. I feel like that's the space we're in right now with Neptune re-entering Pisces. So maybe that helps you kind of wrap your head around it. But the main thing I want to get across to you is that any disillusionments, any fantasies, any hopes, any wishes, any magic potions you're still hoping for, I invite you to look at it. What is the fear driving that? Because if you can get to the heart of that, you can unleash an incredible amount of excitement and power that's already within you. Allow Neptune re entering Pisces to take you on that journey so you can reach not only a new level of healing, but a new level of power. I'm wishing you so much love. I want you to give yourself grace as you go through this journey. Be willing to forgive yourself for whatever needs to be forgiven because you are worth that. With that, I just wanted to also invite you into my Skool community. It's Skool. It's the same name as this channel, Moonlife Illuminated. We meet once a week for a Q&A, and then I also now have a monthly office hours where I hold space for people. You get a taste of the astro counseling services. I now offer as well one-to-one sessions. So you can find out about that. There should be a link below listing you to where you can join my email list, and then you'll also be able to email me, find out more about that sort of thing. I have a few other offerings coming out in the next few months, so stay tuned. And I do, again, just always take care of yourself. We've had a lot going on astrologically and in the world. So continue to, get your water, stay hydrated, exercise, get fresh air, spend quality time with loved ones. That's my idea of self-care, in addition to all the good things that other people normally think about, the bubble baths and that sort of stuff. Um, but you are powerful, you are strong, you are resilient. I believe in you and I'm rooting for you. Easefully yours, Darice.